Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is episode 37. Last time, we decided the future of Orlais through Empress Celine. We foiled the assassination plot, and it was just a very cool quest, a convoluted quest, but a cool one nonetheless. And now we move into Skyhold shenanigans once again. A main quest has happened, so we should probably check in with everybody about how they feel about things. And we will also check on our war council as well. I cannot remember if we have anyone out in the field right now. Oh,
It's time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
We're well loved in Orlais. Say the words and Empress Celine will send her support.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus's followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
I hope to see him again soon, because it's been a really long time. Obviously, that really long time has been self-imposed by our obsession with the side quests, but that's okay. I was not expecting a cutscene, but I probably should have, actually, considering we just finished a main mission. Let's hope for deserters.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
Interesting, okay.
They've terrorized Thedas long enough. We end them now. If Corypheus is hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we'll go.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one.
Oh!
Fortunately, I can assist.
She's back in her... Okay, woo! Unexpected, because obviously we know that Morrigan said should be in Skyhold, but I thought that we'd be just talking to her out and about. Oh, this is cool. It's like an updated version of her original outfit.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
Damn, Liliana really doesn't like Morrigan, huh? Like, they're in the same room. No familiarity.
This is an Eluvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
Oh, shit. Did Morrigan bring she brought the same mirror from the Witch Hunt DLC? She's like, I'll just pick this bad boy up and take it with me. I'll just take it around to parade it. Here's my my very own Eluvian. Someone get Meryl on the phone, because she's gonna be jumping for joy. If only she knew that there was a apparent working Eluvian in the Arbor Wild, she wouldn't be bashing together random mirror pieces in her bedroom. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. So the Eluvian coming into the fold with the elven orb that Corypheus has. Oh, this is great. I am so happy that things have worked out the way that they have with Dragon Age. Like, I was tempted to almost play an elf and a mage in Dragon Age Origins, but I loved playing as a dwarf, and obviously dwarves couldn't be mages, so we went for a rogue. But we were so close to not making the right choice to lead to this. So I'm glad things have worked out really well, and by circumstance, it's really good that Dragon Age 2 is a human-centric story that allowed us to be an elf for this one. And I feel very happy about how things have worked out in that way. Because if things had been different in those previous playthroughs, we would have gotten to this one and we would not be an elf right now, because I wanted to spice it up with variety of who we could choose from. The sheer amount of elven focus just makes me so happy, especially with tying all the way back to Dragon Age Origins. We go to the Brazilian forest for the first time, and I'm like, this is my favorite stuff. Little did I know Inquisition would hand it to me. Here's that stuff that you like.
This belonged to my people.
I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Eluvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
We're going in? Oh my god. I just wanted to check operations at the war table, and I've ended up stepping into an Eluvian. Where the fuck are we going? Are we going to meet the hero for Eldon right now? Are we going home? Honey, I'm home. Come meet the Inquisitor. Get your dwarf ass outside. Okay, no, we're going somewhere spooky.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost.
Oh, look at all the mirrors.
I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Eluvians join, wherever they might be.
Oh, dude, my heart. I have goosebumps.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
Only a few. I mean, that still confirms that there are still working mirrors out there. I was under the impression that the one Morrigan found was the only one. Oh my god.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
Did Sanctuary? Is Morrigan, like, living outside of space? Like, outside of Thedas? Not all mirrors lead back to our world. She, like, living in a little pocket space? With family? With child? I think I have to ask this as a follow-up to the investigation one, and then I can do this after.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a respite with the man I loved. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my son. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
My god. Confirmed. Confirmed. With a man I loved. Me. Dude, I can't believe that we're in Dragon Age World Between Worlds right now. Oh, this is insane. They lived in a little pocket space for a time. Where are they now?
What do you mean, a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Eluvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key.
The key can be many things. Each Eluvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Eluvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it.
Oh! I saw Meryl's one.
Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
I saw Meryl's Eluvian because it looked different. It was like a freeze frame moment. Whoa! Let me walk around in there. No, take me back. I want to walk around. Because Meryl's mirror looked different to the ones that we'd seen. It had like, I'll put an image on it on screen. No, let me go in. Oh my God, what the fuck? You know what's really weird though? Look at this. Like we've got like stuff in this little room and it looks like a blanket's been taken off of it. Like, is this an Eluvian mirror that has been sat in Skyhold the whole time that's just been working? And I assume maybe because Skyhold is elven in its sort of origins, I think, from what we've gathered in the lore. So Morrigan didn't, you know, all right, I'll call up my magical shipping company and I'll bring on mine. I think Morrigan's mirror from the Witch Hunt DLC is still there. See, yeah, I can see the shape of a mirror in there. Damn, I want to go back in there. We got a little tiny piece of Morrigan and Mapo Broska lore right there. Holy crap. Okay. And this is where Morrigan was sitting last time because what was I going to say? When at the end of last episode, we were like, where is everyone? I was like, Morrigan's in the gardens. I don't know if the dialogue is actually different before we go into the war room and have that cutscene play out. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to make a save and then I'm going to, for the sake of science, reload the earlier save after we talk to Morrigan here and I'll see if there's any differences in dialogue, because I'd expect now that we've had a little Eluvian field trip together, the dialogue might have updated. I didn't know that it was going to trigger a cutscene when we went into the war room, obviously, so we'll see how we go.
You're the Inquisitor.
Oh my God. Wait.
Mother never told me the Inquisitor was an elf.
I just thought it was a random fucking dude stood there. Oh, that's my fucking child. Not the Inquisitor's child, but that's Mapo Broska's kid. Morrigan has the dominant traits naturally. Look at that. He's not a dwarf. Oh my God. All right, I need a moment. I just thought that was just a random person stood there in the garden. Deep breaths. Who do you think?
The ears gave me away, didn't they?
No, your blood is very old. I saw it right away.
Kieran, Are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on her hand, Mother?
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies, little man.
Kieran.
My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to be there. That's why I walked right past him and just like didn't even think anything about it. Oh my god. Kieran. Okay. I wonder if she'd had already decided that name. Or I wonder if Mapo Broska had any say. What an interesting name. Have we had any Kierans? I think we've had Kierans in Dragon Age already. I wonder if the name has any significance. Or whether they just wanted like a normal name to blend him in. Even though he speaks like he's some ancient magical being. Your blood is old. Oh my god. Where's the hero of Ferelden? Where's Dad? Because I thought he was being the stay-at-home dad. Now Kieran's here, tending to his studies. Where the fuck is he?
I didn't know you had a son.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect him in any way. To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
He goes where I go. Hold on to your butts. I'm gonna ask the question.
Will his father be joining us as well?
'Twould be most unlikely. His father helped raise Kieran for a time, but events have conspired to take him elsewhere. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
Unfortunately, he died on the way back to his home planet. Damn it. Oh, that's alright. We can't have everything, guys. Alright? We can't have everything. He exists, and there's a family, and that's good enough for me. Oh, okay. This is overwhelming. This is an overwhelming beginning to my episode. He's a bit old.
There's something rather unusual about him.
There is. He is a special lad. It falls to me to protect him from anything and anyone that mean him ill. Most of all, he must be protected from myself. No one could harm him more than I. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit. Occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
Huh. Talking about Skyhold as if it's like, has a level of sentience to it? God, this is huge. You know about Skyhold, huh?
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tarar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
Oh, man. I need, like, Dragon Age games that are, like, mega prequels. Like, go all the way back. I need ancient elven Dragon Age game. I need the beginning of, like, you know, the Divine Age. I need the ancient times. I need it all.
We were lucky to have found it when we did.
Fate is often mistaken for luck, as Mother is fond of saying. The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
Yeah, I don't know you at all. No knowledge. Dude, and we got a little Flemeth moment there as well. The fact that I think what's really cool in Dragon Age is we got Flemeth and Morrigan in Dragon Age Origins and that kind of stuff, and then you have the old god baby thing going on. And then in Dragon Age 2, you get Flemeth's survival and her amazing parting words to the group before she fucks off. And then in Dragon Age 3, you get Morrigan coming back into the fold again. And it's just like they keep going back to these particular characters because they have such a significant amount of presence in this world to us, the player, but like to everyone else. No idea. They're just like these background myths and legends, about like all of Flemeth's stories and everything like that. And the fact that when we dealt with Flemeth in Origins, I don't think Morrigan was grateful that we gave her that like tome, but I think she wasn't fully convinced. But even then, she was like, she'll come for me sooner or later, and she's out there, so that's still up there. We'll have to see.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
True. And now it's no longer here. Yeah. Okay, so Kieran and Morrigan were stood in this spot before. Is Kieran... Can we go and talk to Kieran at all? I wonder if it'll pop up or whether we can find him around here. Where would Kieran be studying? Definitely not in the pub. Huh. Last episode there was a question mark here. Blackwall is gone on the map. Blackwall's gone. There was a question mark last time. I definitely need to reload my save just to make sure.
I was pleased to learn you saved the Grey Wardens from their own self-destructive foolishness. For all their eagerness to shed blood for their cause, we will still need them should another blight arise. 'Tis fortunate my warden was not there, or he would surely have been in the middle of it.
Your warden?
You might know him as the Hero of Ferelden. A lofty title, though he wears it well.
My warden. Of course there's a husband, there's a child. Come on, Llewellyn, catch up. We already asked, but please tell me where he is.
Where is your warden now?
My love is on a quest to combat the calling. The actual calling that signals the end of a warden's life. If he is successful, it will mean a long life for him. Perhaps for them all. Once Corypheus has been defeated, I fully intend to join my love once more. Kieran misses him greatly.
He's on his way to cure the calling. He's trying to give Grey Wardens full lives. A noble dwarf. A noble dwarf.
It seems odd he went on an adventure and you stayed behind.
We are neither of us so weak we would die of loneliness. Where he went, Kieran could not follow, and thus I remained behind to look after our son. We will be together again soon enough, and I am glad of it.
So he's not a stay-at-home dad, he's a, I'm gonna fucking find the cure to cancer dad. Amazing. That's my hero of Ferelden.
How can the calling be stopped? Is that actually possible?
Grand Enchanter Fiona was once a Grey Warden, but something removed the blight from her blood. Similarly, a warden mage named Avernus performed experiments that prolonged his life to unnatural lengths. So we know it is possible. Indeed, 'twas I who found the lead my love now follows in the Western lands. Success is not guaranteed, of course, but he has never lacked for determination.
The Western lands. Dude, Morrigan just dropping lore casually. Like, if we haven't spoken to Fiona and found out for ourselves, she lets us know about that. And she also tells us about Avernus as well, from the, what's it called? I'm mixing up two of them. I'm mixing up the DLC in my head with Shale. Because Shale was Stone Prisoner. Soldier's Peak? I think it's called Soldier's Peak. And that was the Avernus guy, and I think we kept him alive, and he's doing research. And he was in Dragon Age 2 in a little note as well. That's just amazing how much she links things for us.
Are the two of you happy together?
The three of us, and it is little business of yours. But yes, I never thought to find someone in this world I could trust as an equal. He has been a good partner, and a good father. And now I pray we discuss something else, lest these honeyed words make me vomit.
I love it! Oh my god, I'm gushing. This is so good. Also, Llewellyn could ask some nicer questions. I know that I'm the one selecting them, but she's like, are the two of you happy? And then Morgan has to be like, the three of us, actually? I have a child? Oh, hang on. Is that him over there? I think he's over there. Spotted.
Is there any way the hero of Ferelden could help us against Corypheus?
'Tis unlikely. Corypheus uses the Blight, but he is not controlled by it like a true Darkspawn. Still, my love has ever been resourceful. I can give the Inquisition a means to send him a message. He will think this means I miss him, of course. Oh, he will be insufferably pleased with himself. I hope you appreciate this sacrifice, Inquisitor.
He's literally me.
I imagine your forces will be heading into the Arbor Wilds very soon, Inquisitor. Trust me when I say that wherever the Eluvian is hidden, it is worth any effort to prevent Corypheus from acquiring it.
He will be insufferably pleased with himself. He managed to secure the goth baddie. Of course he's going to be pleased with himself. Oh my god. All right, let's have a chat.
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah yes, whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kukari Wilds. Then came the Fifth Blight with its Darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
Oh, God.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight.
The Blight began in the Kukari Wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. He is the reason the Blight was defeated. We became close, closer than I even thought possible. When I left, he pursued me. And after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
It's odd that an apostate could live so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some Chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel safer at night. I am uninterested in their comfort. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane and that I could answer questions no Chantry mage could. Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement would not have lasted much longer. Too many wagging tongues, even for Celine.
Tell me more about your son.
He is a very special young man.
Special in what way?
In every way. At first, Kieran was a means to an end. But as he grew, I never thought of myself as a mother, Inquisitor. I had no good example to follow. I find myself becoming something I can barely recognize.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Of course. My Lady Inquisitor.
My Lady Morrigan.
You seem to know a great deal about elven lore.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of. The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about the foundation of Thedas itself. Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built. I will give you that. A web of favors has wrapped every noble family in southern Thedas around your fingers. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling, just as I wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
I have no idea what will happen once all this is over.
Do you not? No doubt there will be countless men and women with suggestions. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
I'd like to know more about you.
If you have questions, then ask.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like.
Oh, man. Okay. Relax. Settle down. Oh, okay, he's just standing there. I can't talk to him. Okay. You have your father's... That's cool. Oh, man. Just processing everything there. All right, I'm going to make another save real quick, and then we're going to load just so we can see... oh, that was the wrong one. Previous one. I think I want to go this one. This is the one that I want, I think. Just so we can head to the garden and see if there's anything potentially different. We didn't actually address much about the Eluvian specifically in that cutscene, so potentially there might not be anything different. But I do just want to check, just in case. So I'm going to run out to the garden. We haven't spoken to anyone else, and I can't see anyone else's dialogue updating. Maybe Solus? Like, we might be able to speak to Solus about the Eluvian? Alright, well, he's here, so I'm assuming this is just going to play out the same, actually. Okay, so speaking to her before the Eluvian cutscene yields no updated dialogue, so there was nothing that we missed there, which was nice. But I did take the opportunity to ask a different question to Kieran when he goes, "Oh, Mother didn't tell me the Inquisitor was an elf." Instead of asking about us being not what he expected. Instead, I asked, "Who is your mother?" And he said that she is the inheritor of the next age. I love it. So good. We'll all be dead and gone, and Morrigan's like, "Finally, it's my time." And the question mark is here, if we reload the earlier save as well, because it disappeared. So this is actually quite curious.
You have to admit, it looks bad.
So
it looks like a lot of things.
Before the Eluvian cutscene with Morrigan,
was almost lost to that elf.
I'm trying to talk, fellas.
The Corypheus threat to clear a road to power.
And just trusted that our forces would show up before the entire place was slaughtered?
Maybe. If I knew how a plan like that worked, would I be here with you?
I'm not sure you know how words work.
Alright, thank you. What's curious is Blackwall's here with this question mark. And there's an exclamation mark. However, if we have the Eluvian cutscene with Morrigan, he is not there. So I'm not sure if this is the game being weird, if there's something missable, or something, but we are just going to investigate. Because I'm not sure what's going on here. So Blackwall is a exclamation mark. But if we load our save file after the Eluvian, the question mark is no longer on the map. But we're going to go here in both versions just to double check. Sorry that this is weird, just kind of jumping back and forth. But when the game is doing something curious, I'm like, I just need to make sure that we're not
Good time today.
like randomly missing out on something, I suppose. Just got to make sure. So just to confirm, this is after the Eluvian cutscene. You speak with Morrigan, and the question mark is not here. So Blackwall is not here, according to the map. And we're going to see what's going on, I suppose. Never mind.
You have to admit, it looks bad.
Okay, it's just a glitch.
It looks like a lot of
It's just a map glitch. He's still here with the question mark. Okay. And it just turns into exclamation mark. Ah, this game loves to make me worry, doesn't it? I'm like, well... he's gone in one save, and then he's here in the other. So, for some reason, it's empty. I guess the game does that to prompt you to investigate. So, we've done a bit of jumping around. So, I'm just going to confirm where we're at, just to make sure we're all on the same page. This is us having done the Eluvian cutscene. We've spoken to Morrigan and Kieran in the garden. And now we are talking to Blackwall.
Want a drink? I've a hankering for company. When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day, they found a dog. A wretched little thing. It came to them for food. They caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up. Do you know what I did?
I'm assuming he killed the people.
You stopped them? Cut the dog down?
I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting, and I turned around, went inside, and closed the door. I could have told my father, or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
You said you were just a boy.
I was old enough to know the dog was suffering and that it was wrong. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
Nothing worth doing is easy.
Look at you. You would have done the right thing. We're lucky there are people like you in the world. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
Oh, wow. Okay. He's, okay, Blackwall's in a period of reflection. You can see why he has such a heroic nature about him now, because he's like, I can do something, and I will do something, as opposed to his childhood, it seems.
She holds the throne.
News from Thedas, Empress Selene unconquered. Empress Selene has proven beyond doubt that she is the rightful ruler of Orlais. The usurper, Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalons, met his downfall in Hallam Sharal, heralding the end of the war with the Lions. With Gaspard defeated, the Empress's reign will continue, unchallenged, as she carries Orlais into a golden age. All hail Selene, long may she reign. Nice. The golden age, huh?
third. May glory...
Blackwall's still not shown on the map.
There must be something here.
A message from Blackwall. Inquisitor, you've been a friend and an inspiration. You've given me the wisdom to know right from wrong and, more importantly, the courage to uphold the former. It's been my honor to serve you. Did he just ghost me? Well, I mean, he didn't ghost me. He sent me a farewell message. What the fuck? He just broke up with me. He's like, babe, I'm out of here. It's been an honor.
The spy master has confirmed it. Blackwall is gone.
What?
Go on. Leliana knows where he is, doesn't she? She knows everything.
She doesn't know everything, yet. Sister Leliana had us search the warden's quarters. Not much to find, except this. It was missing from last week's reports. I don't know what Blackwall's interest in this particular matter is, but it could be a good place to start.
Oh. A crumpled report. It looks like it was removed from a recent report to Sister Leliana. Lieutenant Cyril Mornay, one of the soldiers responsible for the Callia massacre of 937, was captured in Leeds. Like the others who were arrested for their involvement, Mornay insists that he did not know who he was assassinating and that he was just following the orders of his captain. This captain, Tom Rainier, is still at large. Mornay is to be executed within the week in Val Royeaux. Attend Mornay's execution. I wonder if this is someone that Blackwall... Well, you'd assume it would be someone that Blackwall might know. You don't call a mission Revelations, man.
If you're so smart, tell me how
They love to do that, don't they? Resident Evil Revelations. So we're about to have our eyes open to something. Lovely. Okay, so Blackwall has a moment with us and then he bails. I'm curious. We're gonna have a check-in with everybody else before we do something like that, just to make sure that we're all up to date on everyone's stuff.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
Corypheus had agents sowing dissent and muddying the waters.
That's just it. Orlais is so vulnerable. If you killed everyone in the Triumvirate, the Qun would survive unchanged. I don't know. The Qun isn't perfect, but it doesn't care what any single person wants. Orlais is full of people who care about nothing else.
It's an interesting sort of difference between them.
Pleasure as always, boss.
Okay.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
We get his thoughts on the matter.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor?
Just rumors.
Oh, your door's closed. Hello?
One for the Empress. For Gaspard. Briala. The Duchess. And Corypheus. Right in the dangle bag.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a butt for the throne? A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
Bee grenades.
I don't know. You want to stop a party? I think you go earwigs.
I hate those things, with their little pinchy butts. Josephine should add that to her paper threats. You know the real lesson from all this? Never sleep with an empress. That, and Briala being an idiot, the whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
That was a mistake on their part. It made everything worse.
Wrong way around, Inquisitor. It started worse. Lots of people died before there was a hole in the sky. That's who you're saving. If you get a chance, maybe remind them not to be idiots.
Good talk.
Her gracious lady bits.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
So some will give us actual cutscene updates on how they feel about what happened, and then others like will not. It's so funny that you can just keep taking the same copies every time and it still counts. There's not 48 separate copies.
I suppose you're right.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
Did you like the masks? Are we assuming that everyone went, but like we just didn't see them? Because that's really strange, right? Let's just assume that everyone went, but only a core few went into the ballroom area and the actual event, maybe?
What did you think of the masks?
What masks?
The masks. Everyone had them on their faces.
Those weren't their faces.
Interesting. So I guess, I mean, even if everyone else didn't come, you could assume that Cole just was like came and he was in the background.
I hear you've been busy.
I've already done this one.
Someone stole an entire...
That was for the cats. Mint makes the cats dance and play. All right.
So, Cole, I'll talk...
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I was like, we've already done the cheese and mint one. The cats and the mice.
We'll make good use of it.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Okay. Let's have a chat with Cassandra. There's also something going on in here as well as exclamation mark.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Is this about the divine stuff?
Talk to her, your worship.
Is there a problem? It seems like she's bothering you.
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means well. So, yes, she was. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
Why am I not a candidate? I'm curious to ask.
If they'll pick non-priests, why am I not a candidate?
Because you're a mage, first and foremost. If they name you a candidate, they may as well join the Tevinter Imperium. Truly, though, I imagine it's because they're frightened of you. A weight such as yours would break the Sunburst throne and tear the Chantry to pieces. I just don't know why they believe Leliana or I would be any better.
Interesting. We can do a choice that kind of pushes her into that thing. Would she be perfect? I'm not really sure. Cassandra is the divine.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
I'm surprised to hear you of all people say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
Ooh. A new crusade for you. Huh. Oh. Okay. I can help you become divine. I like your determination. Shall we investigate first, maybe?
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Leliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Leliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent. We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I've been saying.
I have influence, and I can use it to help the Chantry make up its mind.
I cannot ask you to do that.
You don't have to.
If you think that is the right thing to do, then thank you. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that. Support Cassandra operation available. Nice. Yeah. Everything that she described there, I just like that resonates with me. I'm like, that is good. Good stuff. Vivienne greatly disapproves.
It's good to see you.
So, you're a candidate for Divine now?
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Why shouldn't it matter? Don't you have the right to be happy?
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do that, it must change. I have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek the Sunburst throne.
She wants it.
I think you'd make an excellent choice.
Thank you. Let's hope the Chantry clerics agree.
See, like, I was like, I don't know how to think about it or feel about it. And then she said that. I'm like, yeah, I see it.
Do you have any advice for me?
It seems that Corypheus searches for elven artifacts. That's hardly surprising. Tevinter power is based on what those vultures scavenged from the ancient elves. Whatever advantage he hopes to gain, we need to stop him at once.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Good stuff. Okay. What's going on in here with Sir Morris?
Oh, my maker, you cannot imagine how many letters I've received about the fracas at Halam Shiral. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut, although it is yet bewildering at the center.
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral.
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some severed threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Negotiate a deal for weapon plans. Okay, so we've got some operations available to us now. So we can properly check the war table, which was the intention for the beginning of the episode. We'll now have a chat with everyone in this section, and we'll see how Cullen's doing as well. A good Skyhold debrief after a main mission, you know? Which I think, while I do have a certain level of... I don't know if regret is the right word, but a certain level of reflection upon how the playthrough has gone so far, that we got very much caught up in a lot of people's side quests. I will say we experienced a lot of companion-related important things that I'm glad weren't sort of missed if maybe we went too far in the main quest. So we kind of had a big old break of doing a lot of other stuff. And then I think now what we'll do is make sure that we don't do that again. We'll make sure that there's a healthy mix of the main stuff we have to do mixed with the side content, and not let it go for like over 10 episodes of side quest stuff. But I also like feel that a lot of it, for the most part, was still necessary. There was still... If it was just pointless, I wouldn't have included it in the playthrough, I think, you know? At least that's how I feel.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be Bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Damn, no questions about... That's all he said.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Nothing. Damn. Just how he's popular with the council.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, the machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Shiral, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
You miss court intrigue? When were you at court?
Oh, well, never directly, of course. An elven apostate is rarely invited to speak with empresses and kings. But from the Fade, I have watched dynasties form and empires crumble. It is sometimes savage, sometimes noble, and always fascinating. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally, especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
He usually asks... he usually approves of me being very curious with him and asking him questions, but he disapproved about that one. That was strange, because he was like, I mean this. That was strange. I'm not sorry.
Am I sensing concern over how we dealt with Briala?
No. Why would I disapprove of... Oh, because we're both elves. I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
He does... It's kind of interesting because, this guy, I feel like he thinks of himself above elves in general, right? But we're like a special pretty elf for him to be in love with at the moment. But the way that he views elves in general is lesser than. Which is not great. I'm trying to push him in that, well, this seems threatening. You should consider it. I do think it's quite tragic, but I also am very intrigued of what, like, do you have a people? He's on his own.
Your people have lost so much of their history and culture. To not even think of yourself that way.
I think of myself as me. That's all I've ever needed. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, Briala did what she could. She was an admirable woman, even if her gambit failed.
That's an interesting conversation here. Starting to get some disapproval based on what we're talking with him about.
You're an admirable man. Not many people know who they are the way you do.
Thank you. Both for saying that and for seeing that. Few in this world can see me, instead of just seeing a pair of pointed ears.
But then, like, the moment that we're like, we admire you, he's like, yes, thank you. Very interesting. Have you painted us more? You have painted us more. Huh. Okay. So, something that I've just realized with this in mind, right, is because he paints and updates us, so here's Celine and this is the assassin, something that I've realized, because he is painting our decisions from the beginning here, is I think we can actually see, if I'm assuming correctly, the amount of main quests or big decisions that are to be made in this game. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on. No. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think these might be separate. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's either 8 or 9 main quests. But there's still so much on the form of side quests to do. This may give us an indicator of like what's left in the main story. And if so, that's kind of intriguing that you could kind of power through this game on a main quest only, or choosing on what you can focus on. But there's so much additional stuff for us to still get around to. I mean, there's full locations that we have barely even touched, like the, what is it, the Hissing Wastes? And then we've barely touched Empri du Lion.
Hello.
Hello.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
He has lost his army, and he has lost Orlais. That eliminates military or political means to rebuild Tevinter. He will need to demonstrate that no one in this world can stand against his magic. It will not be subtle.
We'll talk later.
Dareth Shiral.
Go back to calling me Vanan, please.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. You saved an empress, and now she's eating out of your hand. Perfect mental image. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
He would have loved that. Kind of interesting that we can even do the flirting options when we're sort of aware of Dorian's interests.
Happy to oblige. A taste of home, just for you.
Not just for me. Fun for the whole family.
Perhaps I should have invited some.
We were there. That's what counts. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair. It's fascinating.
Tasted of despair.
I should go.
As you wish.
Okay.
Greetings again, Inquisitor.
I'll leave you to it.
The Empress has gifted us with a selection of rare books. I can't wait till they arrive.
Can we read these books yet? Still don't. You gotta earn the right to read those fucking books. Right, always miss the doorway. Get to Liliana, and then we'll see what Vivienne has to say. Oh yeah, because this is going to be a whole divine thing.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
You're their last resort.
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Well, I don't want to prop Leliana up, because I think Cassandra is the better fit.
No one would fault you for abandoning ship, you know.
Out of the ship, and straight into the sea. You think Thedas hates mages now? If the Chantry falls, don't you think the people will blame magic? Look at all that's happened. Kirkwall's Chantry, the war, the breach. Mages are always involved. Without the Chantry to guide, that hatred will spiral out of control.
No, we don't want that.
And the Chantry can see that it doesn't happen. The people are sheep, Inquisitor. They need to follow. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
Much less of a conversation there. But I guess that's because we didn't be like, I'll help you.
A message from Divine Justinia.
Oh.
That's a shock. You're all right reading it.
Thank you for the concern, Inquisitor. But I am. This message was written months, perhaps even years ago, to be delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
Ooh. We get to go there together?
Do you know what you're looking for?
The Divine was a powerful woman who used her position to obtain all sorts of things. Whatever she hid in Valence would very likely benefit the Inquisition and must be kept from falling into the wrong hands. If I'm lucky, she will have instructions for me.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Why hide things in Valence? What's so special about it?
Justinia was revered mother at the Chantry there for many years before she became the Divine. It is a place that holds great meaning for her.
I'll help in whatever way I can.
Wonderful. I was hoping you would agree to come with me to Valence. One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not going to be the only ones looking for it. I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay.
Damn. Leliana is a guest member for the party?
So Varric knew where the champion was all along. That's the last time we sent Cassandra to interrogate.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Thank you. Jesus. Like, they just... No acknowledgement at the ball. No acknowledgement face to face in the war room. Like, she walks in and Leliana just stares at her. Like, it's so strange. You fought in the 5th Blight together. I didn't realize there was such animosity. Leliana was just jealous because Mapo Brosca chose her, obviously.
What do you know of Morrigan?
She's changed. She used to be so disagreeable, cruel. She said things just to hurt people. Now the sharp edges have worn away. Perhaps it was Kieran. He seems so normal, like any other little boy, and so polite. Not that I was expecting anything else. I mean, never mind.
She's got a lot of thoughts and feelings tucked away in here. Perhaps it was Kieran and Mapo Brosca. She's like, damn it, Mapo Brosca promised me that we would travel together. He went off and had a child.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Hmm.
I didn't get the chance to say so earlier. but welcome back to Skyhold. After that terrible journey through the Fade, it must feel good to stand on solid ground again, no?
This is interesting because we spoke to Leliana for a couple of scenes and we had updates with, like, you know, Justinia saying that, you know, she failed her, and then we checked in with her and she didn't have anything new. But then she's saying old, like, these things, and this is new for us, but a while ago now.
The ground in the Fade feels much the same. It's just more likely to disappear.
Well, you can breathe easy. I've not yet known the ground here to disappear, but I suppose nothing is certain these days.
Anything I should know?
Celine has cemented power in Orlais. Good, we need an ally like her. At the moment, she's said to be rooting out the last of Gaspard's supporters. Once that is done, we will have a united Orlais behind the Inquisition.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
I'll leave you to your work.
I'm listening.
Just making sure.
I'll leave you to your work.
Just making sure there's nothing more. Alright, Vivienne and Cullen. And that's the Skyhold update. Now, the left hand of the Divine. Revelation. So we've got a couple of things going on here, which is exciting. Darling, the ball was simply exquisite. Oh.
Inquisitor, I find myself in the unpleasant position of asking you for help.
Uh-huh. Yes?
There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
I wittily need a wyvern part. Wittily. Tell me about the wyvern.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
Is that your subtle way of calling me a monster, Viv? Because I am.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivienne. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but you won't tell me what it's for.
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. You wouldn't want me to speak about your many issues, I'm sure.
You probably do, love. This is an Anders moment. Hey, can you come to the chantry with me? I'm just gonna, like, duck out to the bathroom. I can't tell you why I'm going to the bathroom. Please come to the chantry with me. I'm not going to blow it up.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
Okay.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
A potion. Curious.
Yes, my dear.
Oh, nothing about the ball? I would have thought that you would have definitely had thoughts like everyone else. Even Bull said something. Really?
Yes, my dear.
Wow. Okay. Unexpected. Vivienne's alchemy notes. Oh, here we go. I love how she's like, I won't tell you. Yeah, I'm just going to go and read your diary if you don't mind. A suitable replacement for the Primatus root must be derived, as the plant went extinct during the Second Blight. Dried red moss cut from a wandering hill has shown similar restorative effects. An emulsion of silverite and elf root extract can counteract the fatal toxicity of red moss. The solution must be heated for exactly 75 minutes with magical flame. Mundane fires, regardless of fuel type, have been found to burn at too low a temperature. The heart of the snowy wyvern must be added at the last possible moment. The compound becomes unstable when exposed to light, even if stored in perfect darkness. It is only viable for 3 days. It begins to degrade in potency in a matter of hours, and experimentation has shown that the age regression effect decreases steadily over time from the moment it is synthesized. By the second day, the results are almost too subtle to detect, and by the third, it is entirely useless. Age regression. Don't tell me that I'm taking out a snow wyvern just for some anti-aging cream, right?
I can't make heads or tails of this. Age regression, who is this potion for?
Is Vivienne like secretly super old and she needs like a potion to look young and beautiful? Mayhap? Or is it for someone else? Oh look, there's another mosaic. Okay, there you go. We can see the one that we've completed. So they are in different places. There's another one. Okay. So there's 2 near the mosaic man. And then there's another 2 up here. Okay. Now we go to talk to Kieran. Mind if I just jump off your balcony, dear? Because I think if I don't get stuck in all of these... This furniture that you've rearranged, I should be able to... It's from somewhere else that I can... Where else can I jump from? Go straight to Cullen. It's out this way. Or I could just walk. There we go. Kieran.
I'd be perfectly happy never again setting foot in the Winter Palace. It wasn't the gossip and backstabbing, I know what the game entails, but the indifference to it all.
You were getting hounded too.
I didn't care for it myself.
I shouldn't be surprised. The Chantry can be the same. Their politics are less extravagant, but just as heated. The Empress rules a country. The Divine influences half a continent.
This is such a curious question.
Is there anything I should know?
Only that I'm never playing cards again. I still can't find my... I don't know how Varric talked me into that.
Oh, so good.
Because it's good to unwind and spend time with your friends?
I suppose that's true.
Is there anything I should know?
I'd gotten used to mages disliking me on principle. Vivienne's views on Templars are surprisingly traditional.
As a friend. Does it come across as I could... As a friend, Colin?
I've never disliked you on principle.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, am I blushing? I was hoping for some approval. I don't think Cullen gives approval, does he? I forget that Cassandra gives approval because she's also a party member.
Is there anything I should know?
Sarah brought me a piece of cake. She thought I looked hungry.
Was it a prank?
Why are you telling me this?
Because it was either an act of kindness or a trap. I was hoping you knew which.
Yeah, what was the cake? What did it taste like?
Is there anything I should know?
Creating Inquisition footholds outside Skyhold has strengthened our reputation. People view us as a stabilizing force. We've received a number of recruits eager to pledge themselves to our cause.
I think I must have forgotten to ask this question a few times.
Is there anything I should know?
Many of our recruits viewed the Grey Wardens as heroes. To see them so corrupted, it's disheartening. The loss of our own warden has done little to improve morale.
Is there anything I should know?
My senior officers report that the soldiers are in good spirits. Having the Imperial Army as an ally has bolstered their confidence. The Orlesian military is highly regarded. Of course, I'd wager our own recruits are equal to any Chevalier.
Is there anything I should know?
There are fewer arguments between our Templar and Mage recruits than when we started. I've seen them trading stories, building one another up for the fight to come. I pray this won't be lost when their common enemy is gone.
Is there anything I should know?
Your plan is sound. We are ready to move on the Arbor Wilds when you give the word. I will see you reach the temple before Corypheus.
Sorry about the spam. I'd forgotten to ask that question, seemingly, for quite a while.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
Do you think Templars should cease to exist?
No. I may have chosen to leave that life, but I respect those who remain. Magic ungoverned could tear the world apart. It's doing so now. Templars are trained and able to confront such dangers.
What would you suggest?
Some call the Circle a prison that can only breed resentment. Perhaps opportunities to work outside the Circle. A mixed military service or healers' clinics with Templar support. And there must be a safer way for Templars to leave. Templars can lose their memories to lyrium. Some call it a gift, to forget the failed harrowings, the demons. Some atrocities haunt me still. But to lose what good I can recall, I nearly lost my mind once. It is no gift.
Do you think that could work? Would people accept it?
Mages would be watched, but could pursue interests outside the Circle. Neither freedom nor prison. I don't know.
That's all I wanted to know.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
A mixture of, like, Cullen's views with Cassandra's.
At your service.
Pretty nice.
Did you leave anyone behind in Kirkwall?
No. I fear I made few friends there, and my family's in Ferelden.
No one special caught your interest?
Not in Kirkwall.
Huh? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Look how close we were. You see? I've only given him like 2 romance options. And it was in the same conversation like right now. This is a certified Anders moment. I like flirt with him once and Anders puts his tongue down my throat. And then I have to be like, buddy, go blow up a chantry or something, you know? Jesus. Go take your frustrations out elsewhere. Nope. I see you as a very dear friend. Cullen's amazing. And like I said, I think if I wasn't pursuing a romance with my elven interests, I could see this being such a beautiful thing. Especially with the character development that I have witnessed from him in recent episodes, with his sort of mage history and his Templar struggles. Like, mwah. For him to romance a mage, amazing. In another timeline, though, I think.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
Do we get more updates here or not?
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our soldiers handled themselves well during the siege on Adamant. They reacted quickly to changes on the battlefield. More importantly, they relied on each other. Trust in your fellow soldiers is not something that can be trained.
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
How do you like working with Leliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Leliana is just as responsible for its formation.
Okay.
I should let you get back to work.
Good talk. That's everyone. Blackwall's disappeared. So we're going to go and figure out what's going on with that. But before we do that, we have 2 things to do. We can sit in judgment of someone right now. And then we can also check the war table for operations. Let us sit in judgment.
First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and...
It's a box. I'm judging a box.
Al-Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided. So they ask that we judge her.
I'm judging a box of Florian's remains with the fly noise and everything? This is stupid.
Are you serious? I did my part. She's dead.
That's judgment. What the fuck? Buzzing noise intensifies?
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any claim to... Forgive me, there is an odor.
My decision is to ignore this. Community service. What? Oh. Hello? Oh. I don't know what to pick. These all seem great.
Strangely enough, something similar happened to an uncle of Emperor Leandra II. His trade routes were returned to the reigning monarch. Why don't we just follow suit?
A wise choice. Thank you for making it swiftly.
Okay, I just judged a box of Florian's remains. That was not the not what I was expecting whatsoever. But there you go. There is a precedent. Oh, hang on. I haven't spoken with Josephine. Sorry, Josie, I forgot.
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Al-Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
No one can say the evening wasn't memorable.
They've already begun composing songs about it in Val Royale, no doubt. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
The Empress realized she was in danger.
She's always in danger. Those loyal to her should have practiced more vigilance. But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
It was pretty exciting.
Playing the game was thrilling. We did just make history.
Indeed. Tales of this affair have begun circulating in Val Royale. Although I do wish Varric would show a bit more restraint in his accounts of the evening. I was hoping you'd be by. We've received letters from Archon Redanus of Tevinter and King Marcus of Nevada. For both monarchs to come to us is nearly unheard of.
Okay. Of course, we're famous.
Then the Inquisition's deeds have won their respect.
They'd never have contacted us otherwise. Archon Redanus requests that the Inquisition, as a neutral party, destroy a venatory cult on the Nevaran-Tevinter border. King Marcus asks the same, but demands we pledge allegiance to Nevara instead of Tevinter.
Ooh. Well, I mean... I don't know about... Will Dorian disapprove? Is this a Dorian and Cassandra approval-disapproval moment?
What course of action would you take if you were in my place?
Strained as their relationship with Orlais is, I would assist the Imperium. Their friendship is difficult to win, and Marcus is a fading power. Tevinter is the longer, richer gain.
Wow. Okay.
What sort of man is the King of Navarra?
At this point, elderly. Many fear his health will soon fail him. Still, he is a Pentagast. Their dynasty is exceptionally strong in Navarra.
As a Pentagast, Will Cassandra be upset if we don't help her relatives?
With all respect to Sigar Pentagast, her interest in politics is best described as thin.
True.
Why is the ruler of Tevinter turning on the Venatori?
He has little reason to love them. Archon Redanus has rightly identified Corypheus as competition. Few monarchs relish a self-styled god showing up to claim their throne.
Tell me about Redanus.
Like most Tevinter rulers, he's heir to an ancient bloodline, politically shrewd, and a highly skilled mage. Rumor also claims he has an incredibly soft spot for cats.
Aiding Tevinter just doesn't feel right.
Inform King Marcus the Inquisition will wipe the Venatori from his borders.
Very well. It will be done.
Josephine allying with Tevinter. I just, I can no longer select Josephine. I went to, like, talk with her and it just disappeared. Okay? Oh. Oh, shit. How long has that been there? Look how it... Oh, my God, it's in the dark. Word from Zevran. Protect Clan Llewellyn and Wycombe. How long has that been there? Aiding Kirkwall, delicate negotiations. Oh yes, contact Hero Ferelden. How funny is that we've already got this operation right that's ready to do. See if we can contact him. And then Morrigan is like, yeah, I can reach him for you. He actually already left a letter. The Hero Ferelden made contact. He left a letter to deliver to the Inquisitor, as well as goods from his travels that might be of use. We have included them in this missive. Interesting. So Leliana was able to find and make contact with the Hero of Ferelden. Something that she was clearly unable to do for like all of Dragon Age 2. They're like, he's gone. And then Morrigan's gonna also be like, hey, and then he's gonna respond being like, they already contacted me and I already wrote back. I am but a humble dwarf, searching for the cure to the colic. Amazing. Alright. Is that letter in the form of like a codex entry for me to read, please? I'm gonna need that. I feel like we have an obligation to do this because I'm so silly that this was forgotten. I have tracked down the location of Lord Enzo and rather more Venatori than I was expecting. Shall we say goodbye to our troublesome friend?
Focusing on rebuilding.
Thank you, Josephine. Zevran is talented, but also outnumbered. My agents can create a distraction. You can eliminate Enzo and the Venatori in the confusion. We take no chances when attacking a stronghold, send our soldiers, and involving ourselves in the assassination of an Antivan noble is dangerous, as is allowing someone to steal the crow's target. If you trust Zevran to complete the task, let us part ways now. So we clicked on this ages ago and didn't do the task, probably because people were busy on other missions, and then it's in the darkness of the table, so that's such an unfortunate oversight. We'll send Leliana
Inquisitor
to assist. That's like a 39-minute one, so that's okay. They really should just keep the notifications if they're like available missions, right? That's how I feel anyway. Or like have them like just stand out. Protecting Clan Llewellyn and Wycombe. Darlene, thanks to the efforts of your Inquisition, Clan Llewellyn, Clan Llewellyn is safe within the city of Wycombe, and Duke Antoine's mad efforts to destroy us have ended with his death. For now, I lead both our clan and the elves of this city, while the human merchants have formed a group that deals with us fairly and honorably. The other cities of the Free Marches listen to the false stories of the nobles who fled. I fear they will retaliate, but I am loath to flee this city, as that would effectively leave the city elves to die for our actions. If you have a path that leads to safety for our people, I welcome your advice. Darath Sharal. I'll keep her. If we negotiate, the Marchers will kill the elves, then send apologies. We must fortify this city. Leliana is not participating, and Josephine, my diplomats may still be able to convince the remaining Marchers to listen to reason. I don't know if I can take those chances. We'll fortify the city.
All right.
Send Cullen to protect. Aiding Kirkwall. The tumult of the Mage Rebellion has been quelled. However, the city where it all began, Kirkwall, still suffers from the consequences of the fanatic Anders' actions. Kirkwall was once my home. It was the home of Grand Cleric Elthina, who was a mother to me and so many others. I will not watch it languish. Oh. Starkhaven will soon embark on a mission of aid. We will send troops and workers to assist in the rebuilding and restoration of the city. I humbly entreat the Inquisition for help in this endeavor. Sebastian Vale. Corypheus is still threatening Thetis. Kirkwall has survived this long, it can do so for a while longer. Red Lyria may present an obstacle. Our soldiers can assist. And I will plead for assistance from our supporters around Thetis. Restoring Kirkwall, a symbol of all that's happened, could be a significant act that cements our alliances. Okay, I'll keep that one on the list. Delicate negotiations. Over in Orlais, we've got a bunch that have opened up. Cullen. Service performed as he said he would and has gotten his hands on a collection of priceless Tevinter artifacts he dug up in the western approach. House Amladerus. Favor returned. Aid those impacted by civil war. Alliances from the heart. Support Cassandra. Truth or dare, the endgame. Unmask those across the sea. Negotiate a deal with weapon plans. And investigate elven ruins. Hang on. Inquisition contacts report a group of elves investigating ruins in the Emerald Graves. The ruins may be connected to the Emerald Knights, an order of elven warriors that predates the fall of the Dales. The elven history contained would be of great value to the Dalish. The Emerald Graves has been experiencing unrest of late. If a small delegation met with the elves and offered assistance in their search, it could provide an opportunity for cooperation between the Inquisition and the Dalish, strengthening our reputation with the clans in Orlais. Few of our soldiers are scouting nearby. Okay, well, that's our only choice. So we'll do that. And we need to send Josephine on a mission. A few of our soldiers met with the elves at Dinan Hanin, the elven ruins in the Emerald Graves. Their leader, Tarvin, wishes to work with us as a sign of cooperation between the Inquisition and his clan. However, some of his party are wary of our presence and the Inquisition's intentions. Our interest in strengthening our relationship with the Dalish would appear more genuine if you met with them in person. We will do that. I think Josephine is probably good for the Alliance's missions, I think. The conflict among the nobles of the Elysian capital has come to a head. Lady Richelieu has been busy performing an arranged marriage to solidify the positions of the current players, with considerable status reserved for her as matchmaker. The object is the pairing of Lord de Rosier with Lady Thibault's daughter Celeste. All who have status enough to speak seem to be in agreement. We have received a number of letters regarding the matter. From Lady Valise. My daughter will dutifully comply, but I know her feeling. She will speak to no one. I would have you remind her that we are servants of our chosen world, but it serves us as well. It is her name that is stabilizing this alliance. It conveys power that should not be misdirected to matchmakers. From Lord Kieran. Frankly, I'll be glad when the matter is settled. I have no desire to inconvenience the young Celeste beyond what name-sharing Lady Richelieu recommends. This has been a cock-up from head to tail. From Jessine, I pledge to the Inquisition if my dearest Celeste is willing to sacrifice to ensure this alliance, that I can only do as much. My name may not be enough for some, but she will have my protection indirectly through service to you. Okay, this is a currency. The two youths could be marriage enough if other investments encouraged Lord de Rosier to withdraw. If you are set on the arranged pairing, he should be quietly escorted from the city. I would not wish him present. And do we truly need this? I suggest discreet maneuvers in the free marches, a standard retinue, +2, get the young couple out of range. Interesting. An arranged marriage to solidify the positions of the current players, with considerable status reserved for her as matchmaker. I'm not particularly sure on that one, actually. Unsure. Maybe I can have Josephine negotiate a deal for weapon plans. I recently became aware of a talented and inventive young blacksmith from the Anderfells. Once we were introduced through my extensive connections, I negotiated a deal to obtain his weapon plans for the Inquisition. Unfortunately, I have just now been outbid by a noblewoman from Vol Dorma who maintains a private army. I would hate to lose those designs. Is there anything we can do? So the Inquisition's need is greater. Leave this to me. I will have this nobleman persuaded, and I could attempt to find a compromise. Knowledge can be shared after all. I'm sure the nobleman will be reasonable. Let's just take a bet on Josephine here.
Inquisitor.
We'll send her off, and then we'll go and check the other operations and complete the others next time. Oh, Morrigan's at the war table permanently now. When we walk in, she's there with us. A letter from the hero of Ferelden and a codex entry. Yes, okay, awesome. Let's check out codex for everything. The hero of Ferelden was born... I think this has already been here, but I think that... I'm pretty sure this was already here. Hero Ferelden was born castless in the slums of Orzammar. He impersonated a man of warrior cast in Orzammar's provings, a crime punishable by death. Yeah, I remember this, and I think this was here. So it must just be this that's updated. The Inquisition has discovered that he has gone west in search of a way to cure the calling. Who else we got in here? That's it for characters. History. Reading time. Wicked eyes and wicked hearts. Okay. The old gods will call to you from their ancient prisons. They will sing. Dragons with wicked eyes and wicked hearts. On blackened wings does deceit take flight. The first of my children lost tonight. Canticle of Silence. The dissonant Canticle of Silence is an alternate creation story to the versions in the Canticle of Thredanes. Much of the Canticle is written from the point of view of the Maker himself as he addresses humankind, which is why it was ultimately considered a blasphemous presumption and removed from the verses of the chant. Popularly attributed to Archon Hessarian, Silence depicts the Maker as more sorrowful at the corruption and betrayal of his children, both spirit and mortal. He mourns the fall and corruption of the old gods as his own mistake, and urges his mortal children to turn aside from the dark path their elder siblings have led them down. Most historians agree that Archon Hessarian had indeed likely written this canticle during the Bloody Tevinter Transfiguration. Literary scholars of the Imperium often cite this as one of the oldest recorded pieces of propaganda. In the 6th verse, the grieving Maker calls upon his mortal children to acknowledge that the dragon gods have manipulated and deceived them, and to throw off their corruptive influence and return to the light. As the people of Tevinter rose up and slaughtered anyone remaining faithful to their old gods, this became the rallying cry of the most terrible bloodbath in the history of the Imperium. Letters and notes. Give it to me. A letter from the hero of Ferelden. To her worship, Inquisitor Llewellyn. I am but a humble dwarf, and I wish that I had helpful information regarding Corypheus, but due to my own limited training during the Blight, I know less of ancient Darkspawn lore than do most Wardens. I am engaged in a search of my own. All Grey Wardens who do not fall in battle eventually fall to something known as the Calling, a magic that preys upon our own connection to the Blight and the Darkspawn. Rather than such foul magic eventually leading to my death, I have determined to find a way to negate this calling and save all Wardens from its effects. As I have little useful information to offer, please accept the accompanying gifts instead. If, in my quest, I find anything that may be of use to you in your fight against Corypheus, I will send it to you immediately. Yours, Warden Commander Broska of Ferelden. He's in here in spirit. He's with us. He's sent a letter. That's nice. I appreciate that. We get Hawk and the hero of Ferelden in some capacity, which is really cool. So we find out about the calling update through this letter or through Morrigan. What's actually quite interesting that if we went to the war table at the start of this episode and it didn't play that cutscene, we would have found out this way, but we found out from Morrigan anyway, so it works out. That's kind of funny. Magic. Eluvians. Let me tell you something. There are mirrors, old mirrors, from the ancient times when our people ruled every part of this land. Only they're not really mirrors, they're Eluvians. You find some dusty old scholar, he's going to tell you how people used Eluvians to talk to each other. Don't believe it. They're portals. You walk into one, and eventually you come out the other side. Or, at least, this is what I'm told. You ever wonder why they've never found any elven roads like our ancestors never walked anywhere? That's why. They used Eluvians, and they are still Eluvians in the old places today. Some of them even work, and Briala knows where they are. If we can get our hands on them, we'll have an advantage that no human could ever hope to counter, the ability to move across half of Thedas in a heartbeat. From a letter discovered in the ashes of a building in the Vertial alienage in the 40th year of the Dragon Age. Interesting. There you go. Interesting that we can't talk to Solus after the Eluvian cutscene about that. I feel like he'd be very intrigued. On Skyhold. This might be something that was updated in regards to talking to Morrigan, perhaps? It might be this one. Oh, here we go. It's from Solus. Inquisitor, your archivists have asked me how I came to know the name and location of Skyhold. To the latter, I may speak easily. When one walks in the Fade, any fortress that has seen enough battle shines as a beacon for spirits drawn to death and struggle, even after centuries of disuse. As to the former, I myself cannot say for certain. The whispers of old memories carry 1,000 such names upon their breath, and it is possible that this name belonged to some other keep in some other land. Still, it seems an auspicious name, for there is one peculiarity of language that your scholars seem to have missed. When the words reached my dreaming mind, Skyhold was not simply a fortress near the sky, nor was it some simplistic allusion to holding up the sky. Skyhold, Terrassalin Talas, was the place where the sky was held back. Given your efforts against the breach and our battle against a madman who seeks to assault the Black City in the Fade, I can only hope that the Inquisition's new stronghold lives up to its name. And that's what Morrigan told us as well. Multiple ways of getting the same information. Very, very cool stuff. This was an incredible follow-up episode to Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts. Next time, we follow up some companion-related quests for Blackwall, for Leliana. People want stuff done. We will be getting stuff done. And then we will see how the next main quest ties into things as well. Again, looking at Solus's little paintings, it looks like that gives us an indication of how close we are to nearing a story's completion and how we should be mindful of that when checking out our side quest stuff as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'll see you next time.